How's it going?
It's all positive. Oh. How's it going?
It's all positive.
How's it going?
It's all positive.
What I've done is I've taken the data, the information that was gathered from the three of us riding on that elliptical machine, separately of course, and I put it into a table format. So I've transferred all the data for each of us individually into an XY table. The X stands for or represents the number of minutes, where Y represents how many calories were burned. X being the independent variable and Y being the dependent variable, because the amount of calories we burn depends on how long or how many minutes that we stay on the treadmill. So, and it's not a treadmill, actually it's an elliptical machine, but it's pretty much the same. Now what I've done is I've taken the data from that table and I've put it into a chart and I've graphed it. And notice how I used the variables X and Y. I used a X and a Y because I am graphing them on the quadrant 1 of a coordinate plane. And if you look on the coordinate plane at the information I've already graphed, I put little dots. I have plotted the information from the table onto the graph, and it shows how many calories that we burned at each interval or each point for the amount of time that we were on the machine. Here is a side-by-side showing the information or data from the tables expressed in the form of a graph on the coordinate plane. Same data expressed differently. You see how as you go from the left to the right, if you move across that graph going from the left to the right as if you were reading a sentence in a book, you notice that the dots are increasing moving from the left to the right. We call that a positive relationship or a positive correlation, or also a positive trend. So it can be considered a positive relationship, trend, or correlation, because moving from the left to the right, it is increasing. And if you think about it, the number of minutes that we're on the machine is constantly increasing. And while that's increasing, the other element of this is also increasing how many calories are being burned. So the number of calories that we're burning is constantly increasing as the time that we're on the machine is also increasing. So if both of those elements are increasing, it will form a positive relationship. What this type of graph is called is a scatter plot. It's a scatter plot because you see how the points of data are all scattered. So all the data points are scattered around the graph. Now, given that they are relatively close together in this case, I will show you some examples of other scatter plots where you will see many more data points in the graph. What other things can you think of that would demonstrate a positive relationship? What two items or two elements would both increase to show a positive trend or relationship if you plotted them in a scatter plot on the coordinate plane?